Hello everyone. Today we're going to make this card, nice pretty Christmas card. And I actually got this idea. This is, I don't know how well you can tell, but that's embossed. And it's partial embossing is what it's called. And I got this idea from Tammy of stampwithtammy.com. And I just loved it and had to copy it. She made a little bit of a different card. I changed mine up some, so this is what I came up with. And this is what it looks like on the inside. Gorgeous. Alright, so as usual I've prepped most everything so that I can make this video go a little bit quicker, but we're going to start by telling you what you're going to need. Alright, so you'll need a piece of gumball green cardstock. This is cut at 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. You're going to use 2 pieces of very vanilla cardstock, and those are cut at 4 by 5 1/4. You're going to use a piece of crumb cake cut at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And then you're going to use little various bits and pieces. I actually used the Holiday Framelits star and a piece of glimmer paper. I used the dies. I used the little star die from that collection, and that's what these look like. Then I stamped the ornament keepsakes, this ornament from the ornament keepsakes, in cherry cobbler, and I cut it out using this framelit from the Holiday Framelits, which look like these. What I got was this. Kind of gorgeous, right? Okay, then I punched out a piece of gumball green using the 2 3/8 scallop circle punch. Alright, so what you're going to do is take the Petals-a-Plenty embossing folder and a piece of chipboard, which you can get from Stampin' Up. Make a tree shape, a triangle, and I taped it to the front of mine, and I learned that from Tammy of stampwithtammy.com. Alright, so tape it to the front, to the top of the Petals-a-Plenty embossing folder. And you're going to take a piece of your 4 by 5 1/4 very vanilla cardstock, and you're just going to put it in your folder and line it up to where you want it, where you want your image to fall on the cardstock. Put it in like that and run it through your Big Shot. And what you'll get is this. How perfect is that? Now, I actually, before I figured it out, I decided not to use this one because part of the image was embossed right there, and I didn't want that. I want it to be just this right here. But what I figured out, because I gave it a shot on another piece, is if you take your bone folder and you just give it a nice good rub across, you can get most of that image out. And then you can flip it over and do it on the other side as well. Yeah, it comes out pretty good. It's not perfect, but you can see that. I don't know how well you can see that, but most of that is gone. So then you'll get almost perfection. Alright, so then the next thing I did was using the confetti stamp set and these snowflakes, the Snowflake Stamp, which looks like this. I inked it up in Versamark and I stamped all over. And then I used some gold embossing powder and I heat embossed it, and of course you see I already did it. It's kind of shimmery and shiny and pretty, and I love it. The next thing that you want to do is put that star on. Alright, so just put some adhesive on it and position it where you want it on the top of your card. Alright, and you're going to adhere that to the crumb cake cardstock. I'm going to do it where I can see it, and then I'll show you. It should look like that. Okay, and the next thing we're going to do is just sparkle this up with some basic rhinestones. I'm using these smaller ones, and I'm just going to take them and put them where the little centers of the flowers are. You can add more or less, and I've shown you how to do this in the past. You can take a red Sharpie marker and you can color in. I would do it while the rhinestone's still on this sheet. So you can just color it in, let it dry for 10 seconds or whatever, peel it off and stick it on, then you'll have red bling instead of just sparkly clear bling or silver bling or whatever color this is. But that's up to you. You can vary it. You can do red, green, and silver, or if you can find, you can use a yellow one, do blue, whatever colors you like for Christmas, go for it. And that is what that fabulousness looks like. How gorgeous is that? Look at all that shimmer and sparkle and shine and bling bling. It blings all over the place, doesn't it? Okay. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put, alright, so this is retired. At least I don't remember seeing it anywhere. This is cherry cobbler, and it's quilted. I think it was in last year's holiday catalog. But you can use any ribbon you want. You can use other cherry cobbler ribbon. I think that there's like a stitched ribbon, gumball green, you could use, and then you could just change the colors up. You could stamp this in the gumball green and use cherry cobbler as the 2 3/8 scallop circle punch if you wanted to. Whatever, you can change the colors up, do whatever you want, make it personalized to you. Okay, but what we're going to do, actually the first thing I'm going to do is adhere these two pieces together after I tie some Lucky Limeade and cherry cobbler baker's twine around it. Okay, that's what that looks like. Adhere these two pieces just using snail adhesive. Right, so it looks like that. Perfect. Alright, now I also wanted to tell you guys something just to be aware of. Anybody who follows me knows that I have 3 cats whom I adore, but they're very furry, leaving hair everywhere, including in my stamp room. So sometimes I will stamp an image and I'll have cat hair. And that's just because I don't notice it on my stamp until I've stamped the image down. So that's cat hair. So if you guys have pets, make sure that you don't have your pet's hair on your stamps, or that's what's going to happen. And I cleared it out when I stamped this one down. It's perfect. Just a little tip. Just know where your cats or your dogs or your guinea pigs or whatever you have been. Now I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on the back of this ornament, on the sides. So I want it positioned right like that. And I'm going to take my ribbon and just slip it through. That way I know where I want it. Alright, now the tricky part is making sure that it stays put. Okay, so that when you put your adhesive where you want the ribbon to be, it's not a big old mess. Flip it back over and make sure. So there's one end. Alright, flip it over. And flip it back over. And make sure that it's where I want it to be. There we go. Perfect. So that part is done. Now I'm just going to adhere it to the front of the gumball green. There we go. That's what that looks like. How gorgeous is that? Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is using the Tags Till Christmas stamp set, just this one right here. Using your gumball green ink, you're going to ink the image up, and using a cherry cobbler Stampin' Right marker, just going to color in that, make sure I'm on camera, the border of the stamp, and you're going to color in the little berries in the stamp. So you're going to take the right side of your card and you're just going to stamp this image down so that it looks like that. Okay, and you're going to keep doing that. When you're done, this is how it looks. So you'll do 4 of those stamps. There you go. 4 of those stamps, and then using the Christmas Lodge set, this stamp in the cherry cobbler, you're going to stamp that image down in the center. So it looks like that. Alright, and then just put some adhesive on it and adhere it to the inside of your card. Like that. Alright, there's the inside. Gorgeous, and there's the outside. And that's it. It's pretty simple, and I hope you all have fun with it. And until next time, happy stamping!